Today we are considering the chapter from physics, that is electromagnetic induction. In this chapter, Faraday's laws we have already studied. Today we are considering article number 12.4, the flux of the field. For that, two diagrams I have drawn on the board. This is figure number 1 and this is figure number 2. Here, figure number 1 consists of a closed loop. The arrow is represented on this closed loop. See, here small surface area is under consideration, which is dA. The direction of the arrow represents the direction of this A. In figure 2, I have represented a small surface area dA shown by that circle. Now, in order to have the concept of flux of the magnetic field, we have to consider the Faraday's laws. Faraday has given two laws. In order to understand Faraday's laws, the concept of flux of the field is necessary. For that, let us take into consideration the small element of area dA and it is directed in this direction. The flux is normal to the area and it is out of the plane as shown in figure. Here, if the curve is bounding the area, travels in the direction of an arrow shown in figure. It is the direction in which the right-handed screw would advance, and we have already considered that rule in 11th standard, which we are applying here. Now, in order to have the flux, we have to take into consideration the surface area dA situated in a magnetic field B. Here B represents the magnetic field and it is a scalar quantity. As you know, the direction of magnetic field is represented by an arrow here. D phi will represent the change in flux. Phi is the flux, magnetic flux. So d phi will be the change in magnetic flux, and it is given by this equation B vector dot dA vector, where B vector represents the magnetic field and dA represents the small surface area, A for area. dA is considered because this is a very small surface area, and because of that the magnetic flux d phi, which is the change in magnetic flux here. The value of d phi can be simplified using the dot product A dot B is equal to AB cos theta. Accordingly, we can write vector B, its magnitude is considered and magnitude of dA is considered into cosine of theta. So from this equation, this is written according to the dot product which we have already studied in 11th standard. A dot B is equal to AB cos theta. Now, call this as our equation number 1, which is written for figure number 2. If you want the total magnetic flux, we have to take the integration of this. So, integration of d phi, which is phi here. So, I can write phi is equal to integration of d phi, that is the total magnetic flux, which is given by integration of this side B dot dA over the entire surface. S is considered, which is the surface, entire surface under consideration. So, integration is taken over the entire surface. Now, if you want the magnetic flux at a certain time is a variable. So, phi is equal to phi t, which is integration of B t for time into dA. Here time is not considered, but here we are considering time also. So phi t will be integration of bt dot dA. Out of that, here according to Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction, E is equal to minus d phi by dt, where E is induced EMF. E represents an induced EMF, and here negative sign represents that the rate of change of magnetic flux is directly proportional to induced EMF and its direction is opposite, and therefore negative sign is written here d phi by dt. If you want to substitute the value of phi from this equation, E will be E is equal to minus d dt of phi. The value of phi is written here, substituted from this equation. B vector t dot dA. So the total flux EMF induced in the circuit is given by E equal to minus d dt of integration bt dot dA, and this is the flux of the field. Phi is the flux given by this equation. The SI unit of EMF